By the way, this conversation has nothing to do with today's Top Story! I love it.
Yeah, I know.
Punchies. Are we saying punchies? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Punchies. That's how they call it in Mexico.
Yeah, it's like
Your
party,
EDM is called punchies in Mexico.
And Miami is tiki. All right, guys. So our top story today is something that one of these things we're going to be talking a lot about.
Okay.
You know, we are either directly or indirectly affected by this between the three of us.
Right.
It's
Yes.
immigration. Okay. I'm the son of immigrants. Nelly, you are an immigrant.
Yes.
Dennis,
my
you were
parents are
born. Your
immigrants.
parents are immigrants.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the immigration policies in the U.S.?
Well, first of all, our President Obama, you know, President Obama is actually the one that has deported the most people, you know, in history.
Well, his administration, he's not personally signing off.
Yeah, but
the
he
initiative has come.
You
Right.
know,
That's
that's what I'm saying. I mean, he really made people think, you know, that he was actually going to help somehow, you know, make regulations even better, you know, to benefit the kids that really deserve, you know, to be legalized. So to me, that's just crazy.
But-
I want people to be aware of
But
this.
immigration has actually gone down in the last couple of years. So, I mean, I'm like, how many people is he getting rid of?
Well, you know what? And a lot of people are actually going back, you know, to Mexico because the thing is that so many regulations right now are putting the pressure on the business owners not to hire, you know, cheap labor or exploit foreigners, and especially particularly Mexicans and other Latin Americans that come over here for cheap work.
Okay.
That it's making it harder to even hire people.
Yeah, but that's only in certain states. There's only like a certain amount of like Latinos that are part of this, you know, community or a percentage of undocumented citizens, and it's only in a couple. I think maybe like 6 states total, and they're mostly in the East Coast too.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but it's changing. So now in the western part of the U.S., it's decreasing, and it's increasing on the eastern part. And the other thing is, you know, the workforce in the U.S., 5% of it, about 5%, thank you, Maria, for that number, but it's immigrants.
Right.
Isn't it mind-boggling?
Yeah.
Like,
It's so
seriously,
tiny.
5%?
The reason why I think a lot of the first world, the developed world, needs to have a constant flow of immigration is that when their populace becomes educated to a certain level, there are certain jobs that they're not going to want to do.
It's true.
So you bring in immigration, people who are a little less educated, but they need work, they're hard workers, and they can start building their own thing here. My whole thing too is, if a kid is born here, I don't care if his parents are illegal, okay, or her parents are illegal. Okay. That kid deserves to stay here. And if
I agree.
their parents, you know, should stay here and raise
They're an
them.
American citizen.
But what about the
They should be adopted, basically.
undocumented kids that are brought here by their parents? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They feel, you know, in their
American.
mind, they're American. Everything about them is American.
And one thing that drives me crazy, and look, Cubans have a special situation because of the Cold War. Cubans were allowed to defect, and if they got to America, they were allowed to stay because they were coming from a communist
And they're
country.
getting all sorts of like, what is it, benefits.
They get
a lot
special
of people don't like, let me tell you.
I know.
So-
But I believe that Mexicans should have a special relationship with the country too. Only because
What's that?
most of this was Mexico.
Yes,
This
thank
was
you.
Mexico. Let's allow them.
Wait a minute.
stay.
That's like saying some stranger who used to live in my house and doesn't own my house anymore
No.
should have special benefits
Honey.
just because they come into my house.
Well, what if they were
You know
kicked
what,
out?
honey,
You
let me
know,
tell
what
you
if they
right
were
now.
kicked out and it wasn't through no fault of
how
their own?
long
Can't they
ago? How
come
many
over and can't they
hundreds of
stay in the
years?
guest house? Can't they, you know, clean the pool? You know what I'm saying?
You know, you gotta stop right there on the cleaning the pool
Well,
part,
somebody has to
honey.
clean the pool.
Yeah.
Stop right there.
Alguien te
Okay,
lo tiene
let
que
me
lavar,
tell you.
mami.
No. And you'll see it with a guest, and the audience is gonna see, you know, that like this girl that's gonna come on, Julissa Arce. So she's the perfect example of somebody that deserves, you know, to be a U.S. citizen. Like, there has to be ways. And at the same time, it's just like, you know, somebody who is a civil right person, you know, and they have worked so hard throughout their entire life, supported family, why cannot they be legalized?
I
That's
do
my
believe
question.
that. I absolutely agree. I also have a couple of friends who are undocumented and have actually made successes of themselves and contribute back to society. And I think those people should be fast-tracked
I agree.
to citizenship. You know, I don't think it should be a 10-year process. I think that, you know, if someone is actually making contributions, if someone shows that they have something to add to this country, they should get an easier route. Now, if somebody just wants to get to this country because they're trying to escape something, maybe there's a different process for those people, but obvious contributors, we need them.
If they're escaping something, they're criminals, okay? And I got...
Wait, that's a
that could be
generalization.
No,
what about
I'm gonna
people?
tell
What about
you.
people coming from Mexico across the border just
communist
find
countries.
jobs?
You are right about that, but
Okay.
there's a lot of people that are criminals,
Okay.
you know? And
So are you giving Trump some credit? Because what he was
That's a good point.
Because what he was
good
saying
point.
is that he
Thank
didn't
you.
say all
People,
Mexicans were rapists. He
I'ma
said
tell you.
he said the people coming across the border are mostly criminals. Are you agreeing with him?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
You better be kidding. I'm not.
Well, there's a little
not.
bit.
I'm halfway kidding.
There's a little bit to
Absolutely
every
not.
bunch. There's a
Yeah.
couple of rotten apples in each basket. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Absolutely.
Like not everybody is a criminal, but I'm sure the
But
criminals
what
are
do you
crossing
guys
over. Thank you very much.
But what do you guys think of criminals that come here and they do the same?
Those people should be
Here.
reported automatically
That's
as
what
soon
I'm
as they
saying.
get caught.
Do you know what I mean?
But what about somebody that comes over here because they're trying to support their family and they get caught with a DUI and get deported and they get separated from their wife, their kids?
I
Well,
have
then
to
don't
tell
drink
you-
and drive, people. Thank you.
Exactly. I have
I'm
to
like
tell
being
you-
But
more responsible.
doesn't the crime outweigh the punishment in that regard?
You
Well,
know
you're
what?
also putting other people's lives at risk. Like, I get so upset when I hear these things about illegal immigrants, complaining about, oh, I got sent to my home country because of a DUI. I'm like, well, then don't drink, stupid.
Hey,
What do you think
know
about
what?
all the? Because I have God in my ear asking
course.
me, what do you think about all the Colombian narcos that have settled in
We
Miami?
want to hear about the
You know what? I think it's really interesting, and unfortunately, it does upset me that Colombians are associated with that rash of crime in the '80s, especially.
Right.
Send them back. Send them back if they did if they did illegal stuff.
Unless they throw the great parties. Because I've actually been
okay.
in Miami
You
to a couple
have been?
parties with people
Raves.
that were suspicious of being narcos, and man, their parties awesome.